Howdy, friends. Today we're going to talk about probably one of Jesus' most famous parables that we know, the parable of the prodigal son, otherwise known in my Bible, it says the parable of the prodigal and his brother. A good friend of mine always refers to it as the parable of the loving father. Lots of different ways to address this. It's a familiar one. It's a little bit longer of a read, but just stick with me on this. Then Jesus said, of course, then Jesus said right after he told the parable of the lost sheep and the parable of the coin. So, same continuity here. There was a man who had two sons. The younger of them said to his father, "Father, give me the share of the property that will belong to me." So he divided the property between them. A few days later, the younger son gathered all he had and traveled to a distant country. And there he squandered his property in dissolute living. When he had spent everything, a severe famine took place throughout the country and began to be in need. So he went and he hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him to the fields to feed the pigs. He would gladly have filled himself with the pods the pigs were eating, and no one gave him anything. But he came to himself, and he said, "How many of my father's hired hands have enough bread to spare? But here I am dying of hunger. I will get up and go to my father, and I will say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your hired hands.' So he set off and went to his father. But while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran and put his arms around him and kissed him. And the son said to his father, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his slaves, 'Quickly, bring out a robe and the best one, and put it on him. Put a ring on his fingers and sandals on his feet, and get the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' And they began to celebrate. Now the elder son was in the field, and when he came and approached the house, he heard the music and the dancing. He called one of the slaves and said, 'What's going on here?' And the slave responded, 'Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fatted calf, because has gotten him back safe and sound.' And then he became angry and refused to go in. And his father came out and began to plead with him. But he answered his father, 'Listen, for all these years I have been working like a slave for you, and I have never disobeyed your command. Yet you have never given me even a young goat that I might celebrate with my friends. But this son of yours came back, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, and you've killed the fatted calf for him.' Then the father said to him, 'Son, you were always with me. What is mine is yours.' But we had to celebrate and rejoice, because this brother of yours was dead and has come to life. He was lost and has been found." Familiar story. You can hear the echoes of Amazing Grace in that same, "I once was lost and now I'm found." All of these things like this. So I want you to, instead of kind of the normal route, we might talk about the dynamics between the father and the son, or the older brother and the younger brother, and things like this, in continuity with the other stories about a lost sheep where the shepherd walks away to go find the one that's lost and leaves the rest, in the way that the woman who hunts through her house to find a coin and then celebrates. In this story, a son who tells to his father, "I wish you were dead, give me my money," walks away, screws up royally, and comes back and begs and says, "I don't deserve to even be family anymore, but I need to be back here." And instead of getting the vengeance, the "I told you so," the justice that the older brother wants, he instead is given the robe, which is a sign of honor, and a ring saying involvement or inclusion back into the family, and the fatted calf, which you would celebrate for strangers of high rank. You do this with great joy that the kid was back. And you can see the brother being upset, but more than anything, you see that the response that comes in the family of God is the one who is lost, the one who goes away, the one who stumbles and can't seem to come back, is met with joy. Not a list of, and you need to atone for A, B, and C. You need to apologize to this person. It comes with, the younger brother comes with humility, and the older father comes not with judgment, but with love. Not with, "Here's what you have to do to earn your way back to my good graces," but a slate that says, "I know what happened. I love you nonetheless, and you are welcome back into my family." Good message for all of us. We'll talk to you soon.